Hello, thanks so much for watching the Weekly Connect. This is the first week of July, so naturally we have a new memory verse. Our memory verse is from 2 Timothy 1:7. For the Spirit God gave us does not make us timid, but gives us power, love, and self-discipline. So start your month out right. Get the kids to learn that memory verse. That'll be their memory verse for all of July, so you can start on that. And then this week our lesson is about how God has so much more. God has just so much more than we can even imagine that He has for us. He just knows what's going to be, what has been. He knows our future, our past, our present, and He has just so much more planned than we can even fathom what He has for us. So that is what we're going to learn about. Our Bible passage is from Exodus 12 through 15, and then 21:19 through 30, and 32 through 34. So we're going to go through a lot of the Bible, a lot of Exodus this weekend, but we're going to be really concentrating on when Moses goes up to the top of Mount Sinai to get the Ten Commandments, and the Israelites below form a golden calf. They make a golden calf out of all their gold jewelry and such and start worshiping idols again because Moses has gone so long. So that's the bulk of our story this week. So if you're the storyteller, it's written out exactly how you can tell it. Here we have images that will be on the screen for you, but also if you'd like to just do that on your own, however that works out for you, you can do that as well. So when you first arrive in your classroom before story time, you can play a game about how fast and slow, how fast or slow time goes. So the game that we're playing is having the kids sit in a circle and having them name a certain category. So for instance, if you say we're going to name ice cream flavors, then they're going to sit in the circle and each will go around in the circle and name an ice cream flavor. So you'll say vanilla, strawberry, chocolate, and you'll keep doing that, hopefully continuing around in the circle, not taking more than 5 seconds between the last answer and the present answer. If you go over the 5 seconds, then you have to start all over. You can have a new category, have the kids pick categories, however you want to do it, and start all over. But what you're trying to do is show them how quickly time goes sometimes, like maybe when it's their turn and the 5 seconds passes by so quickly while they're trying to think of a subject or an answer for their category, and how sometimes time can go so slow when you're trying to beat your record of being able to name consecutive items in a row, and trying to beat the time, that maybe that time seems like it's going by a little bit slower. So it's just a little fun game about fast and slow. And then you'll go right into your large group, and again we're going to be talking about the Israelites and how they thought it just took so long while Moses was up on the mountain. He was there for 40 days and they just kind of lost sight of him and lost faith, and they didn't know if he'd ever be returning, and they grew frightened again, and they made some bad choices again. So one of the bad choices that they made was that they decided to pool all of their jewelry together, all of their gold, and they made a golden calf. They made an idol that they could once again worship to. So they were going to once again fall short and start worshiping a false god. So you're going to go through that whole story, and then you're going to obviously do your worship and offering. Remember to tell the kids exactly where the offering is going each month at each different campus, so they know where their offering is going. And then you're going to be giving the blessing, which is in John 10:10. And Jesus said, I have come that they may have life and have it to the full. May you know that God has bigger and better plans for your life than you could ever dream. May you lean on His promises and become ever closer to Him, believing that God has so much more for you than what you can see. Awesome. So even when we're afraid and we think maybe Moses isn't going to come down off that mountain for us and we need to take matters into our own hands, we need to just rely on the fact that God has so much more planned than we can even imagine. And that's going to be a great reminder for the kids as well. Then you'll transition back into your after story time. Like always, we have our reflect questions, and we will have a craft. So in your craft, or in your room, each of your children will have one sheet with the calf's head on it, and it'll have the commandment up at the top. And each child will have 2 clothespins. Now I do have to tell you, I bought different colored clothespins because they were on sale. They were much cheaper than these. These would be easier to color, but they were more expensive. So being frugal, I decided to just buy the less expensive ones, even though they're white and purple and blue. So they're not going to be golden, but your kids can work hard on coloring those. Maybe they can take some marker and color that, or use a crayon, however they can do it. Anyways, they will have one of those. They will have a paper plate in their room as well. So those are the things that they're going to need. Each child will also need a scissors, and what they'll do is they'll quickly cut out their cow's head and then cut this apart with their scissors so that they have the cow's head cut out and their verse cut out, just like that. So then you can use glue or tape, however you want to do it, and adhere the cow's head to your paper plate. Well, first do your, oh, I just taped it to itself. First, tape on your verse. Tape it on half of it, and then fold your paper plate down just like this. This will make it a little bit easier. And then take your little cow's legs and put them on the bottom so your cow can stand up. And now you have a cow, except he doesn't have a head. So now you'll glue. I'm just going to tape it because it's going to be much quicker. This will take the kids a little bit longer than this. And you are going to tape the cow's head. Hopefully theirs is prettier too. Good heavens. I am not artsy, am I? And this, oh, my poor cow. And this poor cow looks something like this. And with his little legs, he should be able to just stand up on his own, and there's his body. Now, I did order you yellow plates, so your kids won't even have to color the plates if they don't want to. They can make designs on it if they'd like to, but your plates will already be gold, and like I said, your legs will be different colors, but still, you will have the golden calf. So that will remind them of this story that they have learned about today. So very easy craft. It should take barely any time at all. You should have plenty of time for your reflect questions and for getting to know the kids and talking to them and discussing. This is quite a simple craft. If you do have extra time at the end, as always, work on your memory verse, or you can work on the Bible work for next week, which our story is about the Israelites wandering in the wilderness, and it's in Numbers 9 through 20. So I hope this helps you to plan out your week, and I hope you all have a wonderful 4th of July and just celebrate with your families and your friends, and I will see you all next week. Thank you so much.